we're here in Damien's office and we're working on our USA 2023 trip where I'm shipping Calamity Jane and Billy the Kid, the trailer, over in possibly a 20 or 40 foot container with a bunch of other bikes. That's going to be the most economical way to do it. So Damien's on the Challenger and I'm on the Vintage. So here is a map of Canada and North America. So we're planning on 3 months to do this trip. We've been advised that the best place to ship a bike is to anywhere but LA, because LA is so busy that you can, your bike can land, but it can be 2 weeks before they release it. There's lots of problems I've heard from a number of sources. So the advice is, and where I'm going, is we're shipping the bike to Vancouver up here. That's going to be the best spot. And the bike will take 32 days on the water to get to the destination. And once it's in the destination is when we fly out. Now, it's important that everything is on time because unlike a few other people that can be pretty loose with their planning, this whole 3 month trip and something like 10 or 12,000 miles, would that be right, Damien?
Yes.
We're doing. And possibly, maybe 25 states to get through. Needs to be very precisionally planned because I'm hoping to do appearances at various places that want me to pop in. So we're doing this a number of ways. We've got Excel sheets, Gantt charts, and this app called Tripcase. That's the app there. Put it on like that. And this, Damien has done this. This is the USA tour. So you can put in your accommodation, the kilometres that you're travelling, points of interest, blah, blah, blah. We've only populated it halfway so far. So far, this plan has taken us 55 hours of work, and we're only halfway through, so there's a lot to do. So what I want to map out now for you is where we've got up to, because this will form part of the video series that we will do. So we're thinking of a couple of days in Hawaii, which is down here, to get our body clocks sorted. Arrive in Vancouver, where I'm hoping to do up here. We're staying we're up here into Calgary. So, and the reason we're doing that is because I've always wanted to go to the Calgary Stampede, and I figure, because it's about the same time, we're going to go to the Calgary Stampede. We'll spend 2 days in Calgary. And I know for a fact that some people that are doing the same thing are travelling right across Canada. We're not. We're going to be coming down through Montana and make our way, because we've got to get to Sturgis. So we've got this is the beginning of July. Sturgis is the first week of August. So we're going to spend a month travelling all through here, and it's quite extensive. So there's a lot to get through. At the moment, it's helping us with a really good route. So Idaho Falls, we come through Montana, and I need to find out where. This is so tiny. I almost need to wear Damien's glasses. Now, I haven't worn glasses for years. Oh, shit, they work. Oh, okay. Oh, my God. Oh, this is bad. I need glasses now. Great Falls. Idaho Falls. So we'll take a couple of days to get there. There's Billings. I know we're going there a bit later. Spokane, we're not going that far. Starting again, because I had to put on glasses and I had to pre-mark it because I can't think. So Vancouver, as I've explained, we spend about 2 days on the road getting to Calgary, and we stop at Kamloops, but we also take in Banff, Lake Louise and things like that as we come into Calgary, where we stop to do the Calgary Stampede just for a day or two. Then from there, we're going to take what is it called? The Sun Road. It's one of the top 10 going to the Sun Road to Shelby. So that's a great ride through there. Then from Shelby, we're crossing the border, obviously, now into the United States, through Montana into Butte. Then the pink ones are where there's Indian dealerships at this point, rough as guts. So Butte, then Idaho Falls, and it's all magnificent riding around there. This is coming into, I think, the Yellowstone area, I think. Yeah, Montana. From Idaho Falls, Salt Lake City, thereabouts. Then from Salt Lake City, we go to Moab, which is all those big rock, fabulous riding there. we'll spend a couple of days around exploring all of that area. Then to Grand Junction, which is another magnificent ride. Then down to Durango on the $1 Million Highway, which is one of the other top rides that we've heard about. So then from Durango, where they have a bike festival, which we're not going to make next year, we head up to Colorado Springs, where we go to the Pikes Peak Indian dealership, and we also spend a day riding up to the top of Pikes Peak. And a big hello to Curtis Sawyer from Indian Rider Radio, who will drop in there and maybe camp the night in his backyard. Then from Pikes Peak, Colorado Springs, we head to Denver, where hopefully we'll do an appearance there, spend the night in Denver. Then from there, we're getting into the really interesting stuff, because all of this so far has taken us nearly 3 weeks. Remember, we're exploring still. Denver to Casper, which is getting towards the Black Hills, and a lot of you will be familiar where we're getting to now. Casper to Cody, Cody to Billings, Billings to Buffalo, bang, then down into Deadwood, and we're in the Black Hills where we commence Sturgis. And we arrive in Deadwood and the Black Hills 3 or 4 days before the festival starts. So we'll spend 3 or 4 days riding all the main points of interest around the Black Hills of South Dakota. And then once we finish with the Sturgis event, we're heading out on the Sunday of the Sturgis event. We start making our way ultimately right over here. So we're going to do Chamberlain, and then Spirit Lake, where, what's the story there? The first Indian...
No, Spirit Lake is, from memory, is where the Polaris factory is. The
Polaris factory, Spirit Lake. Then down to Des Moines, I hope I've said that right, where there's a dealership there. Then to Cedar Rapids, another dealership there. And then here is Chicago. So we've got a few dealerships here, and plus there's the Windy City, Chicago. There's Monet, I think that's how you say it. And then Elkhart. So they look really interesting around there. And we'll spend a day in Chicago. Then totally fucking exhausted by then. And then we're going to ride up here through all this lakey area, and we'll stop at Serena, because the next stop then is Toronto, where we're going to spend a good 4 days with family, Damien's family there. And there's going to be family reunion. So that will be, I will need some breathing time and editing time at this point. So that's going to be wonderful. Then we leave Toronto and we're making our way to Warren as a stop, and then into the area of Pittsburgh, where Damien has some friends, and they've got a beautiful lake house that we're staying at for a day or two there. So after that, we head to Charlottesville, because ultimately we're making our way to Nashville now, and there's some wonderful rides through there. We've got the Blue Ridge Skyway ride, we've got the Smoky Mountains to get through. So there's Charlottesville into Asheville. We haven't got into exact details here yet, because this is almost a week here of riding. And then Knoxville to Nashville. So this is where we've stopped planning so far, because what we've got to do is get back to LA at some point. Now, we were going to go down to Austin, but we're thinking now that might be just too much. We may have to make our way across, I think Memphis is in there, and Oklahoma City area, because where we want to get to, because we've still got quite a bit to do, is Santa Fe and Albuquerque. We need to get into Sedona and the Arizona area and Flagstaff, and we've got to do, obviously, Las Vegas and Grand Canyon, and we'll stay a few days in Las Vegas. So we're coming to the pointy end of the trip, but this has so far been almost probably close to 2 months so far, because this last month is in Vegas. We've deliberately kept that to the end because it's going to be too hot in July, so we're hoping by September it might be a bit cooler. Grand Canyon, Las Vegas for a few days, and then up to Reno and Virginia City, and that's all fantastic riding over there. Then somehow, we're still working this out, we're going to get over to the coastal area on the west coast and do the Avenue of the Giants, and then make our way down the coast in various stops to get to LA, where I've got to put the bike back on the boat. Now, if there's time, we would love to go to San Diego and then come back, but the bike needs to get on the boat in LA. So going to sort of zigzag across here, a bit of time in Vegas, up to the giant red trees and a bit of California, and down here, ready to do that. So how does that look? That is exhausting. I'm exhausted. So we might have to have a couple more days in Hawaii to recuperate. That's it. The pink ones are so far sort of Indian dealerships, which is dictating a little bit of the trip, but part of the strategy behind that is I do some appearances and I raise some money and things like that, because this exercise, let me tell you, is looking like close to 50K for the two of us, I reckon. We've got to remortgage the houses. That's okay. So that's it. Got any feedback? What have we missed? I mean, there's lots of rides in here. We've looked at all the YouTube videos that says the top 10 rides in America and these areas. We think we've captured the guts of them. Sure, we're not going to do them all. It's going to be impossible to do them all. I would have loved to have gone down to Florida, for instance, and Daytona. Just can't get there. I would have loved to have done Austin. Still might, don't know, because I've got friends in Austin. But, you know, we can only do what we can do and try and fit it all in between getting the right dates for festivals, the right date for families and friends, trying to do some, you know, good deeds along the way and explore all the suggested rides. So it's going to be one hell of an adventure. So that's it. Yeah, put in the comments below what you think we've missed. Obvious ones that are must-dos, cannot miss. We'll see what we can do. Okay, let's get back to work, Damien.
Done.
We've got another 5 weeks to organise. We're only halfway. Whew. That's it. Peace, love and happiness.